welcome to this edition of the Banner Press Sports Corner. Thanks for tuning in on your preferred platform. I'm Nicholas O'Dell, sports writer here at the Banner Press. And Easter weekend is not merely a weekend full of rest throughout the high school sports scene, as Washington County's regional track and field qualifiers will take to the big regional stage beginning on Friday. The Burton Lady Panthers have a tremendous UIL postseason run so far with district and area championships under first-year coach Jalen Morris. They will send qualifiers and 12 events to the regional meet, which begins Friday at Texas A&M-Kingsville, quite a ways from here, but hopefully it'll be a trip well worth it for them. And one of those qualifiers, Kinsey Lunbeck, in both the 4x1 and 4x200 meter relay, is joining me in studio this week. Kinsey, thank you so much for stopping in. And of course, this year has been a year full of change in the Burton track program with Coach Morris stepping in this year. Just how has it been working with her this spring?
It's honestly been really good because last year we weren't as competitive as we were this year because she's more like, I don't know how to really say it. Like, I don't know.
Well, is it just kind of like the technical skills that she's really brought to the table?
Yeah, and she knows more about like all the field events more so than the coach that we recently had did. So we're working on everything more so than just running.
Yeah, and I know you guys have had a track this year to actually work on. I'm sure that's made a world of difference for you guys. Just how different's that been actually having a track to practice on this year?
Last year we had gravel that we were running on. So last year we were getting injured a lot and like honestly having really bad shin splints. And then this year we're running on the track and like our distances are more like efficient, I guess. And then we have more like actual times than we did last year, so it's been good.
Yeah, so you guys have actually actually having times to work with, I'm sure has made a world of difference when you only get 3, 4, 5 regular season meets and then you're already on your postseason run. Just how much of a difference has that made actually having times and practice to work with?
It's made a really big difference because I feel like every meet we've improved more and more, and it's been pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, and it's certainly shown. I mean, no matter what kind of competition you guys have come up with, there's been really solid results throughout the entire program. Just how much of that mindset's been built in this year through what Coach Morris has taught you guys?
It's been built a lot, and one of the things that she says is quality over quantity. And if we have like a good 200 and we keep on keeping that pace throughout like 4 of them, then she'll say, okay, if y'all run this one at the same time, then y'all are done. But if you run slower, then we do it again. And yeah, that's been pretty good.
Yeah, and I know every kid wants to not run as much. You probably are motivated to get the job done anyway. Yeah, and really just you mentioned that improvement, and we've been talking about it a little bit, just within your own runs and your own times, just how evident has that been?
It's been pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, just is there a difference in measuring that with shorter distances, with improvement probably being measured by hundredths rather than full seconds for some other events?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of like that big point of range where you're happy with the improvement you're seeing, whether it's a 10th or 2 tenths or something like that?
Honestly, any difference that you make in your time, I think you get more confident the next time you run. And then the more you build on it, the more happy you are with yourself, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, anytime the time's going down, I'm sure it's a happy feeling, right? Yeah, yeah, and just when you attack the shorter distances, I mean, how much of a difference is the 200 from the 100, for example, having double the distance to run?
The 100, I think that you have more like a pace to set, and then for the 200, you kind of give it your all in like the entire thing, and then you kind of get tired towards the end of it, and then sometimes you hear the girls behind you like coming up, and then you're like, okay, I need to like give it my all. So
yeah, and probably not much time to completely think when you have anywhere from 13 to 14 seconds in the 100 or the 25, 26 mark in the 200. But just, I mean, what are some thoughts that you have during those races?
Honestly, like being the last leg, I run against like some of the girls who have like some of the fastest times, and I hear them like creeping up on me because usually we have a lead, and then I hear the girls like footsteps coming closer and closer, and it's like, okay, am I running too slow? Do I need to pick it up? And then I'm like dead out sprinting the entire thing. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what the short distances are for those flat out sprints. And of course, the relay teammates you've had have been fantastic in guiding the team to this point to regionals. Just, I mean, how well has this team been fully on board with everything you guys have done so far?
We've been pretty on board with everything. Like during track practice, we practice handoffs and we all like work together towards it. And yeah.
Yeah, and I know that's one of the things I saw you, the rest of the 4x1 relay teammates doing when I got to the Snook for the area meet was every quarter you guys would be practicing that particular handoff on the site.
Yeah.
Just how big is that for you guys to get your marks on a particular track in a site before the meet?
It's really important because, like, whenever you don't have it, you're, like, not, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah. Is it different from just being able to run in Burton in practice compared to whether it's Blue Jay Stadium or in Fayetteville or somewhere else?
Yeah, because some stadiums are bigger than others, and sometimes there's more people that are cheering for the other teams, and it's like you have all these people rooting against you that you have to, like, be in the right mindset for it. So
yeah, and there's going to be a lot of that at regionals with how big that Texas A&M-Kingsville is, or any college stadium compared to the likes of Fayetteville or Snook for that matter. Just how do you kind of try to block all that noise out and just focus on your own race?
Honestly, I have to have Coach Morris next to me whenever I run because I get like really bad adrenaline before I go, and yeah.
Is there a difference between bad adrenaline and good adrenaline though, as far as?
Well, sometimes whenever you're waiting to get the handle or the baton, you have like a really bad adrenaline rush, and then sometimes it'll cause you to leave early, and then you can be out of the exchange zone and mess up the entire relay and get disqualified. So yeah, it plays a big role.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference compared to just running an individual 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just within all the handoffs you guys have done, just how much have you guys improved just with the handoffs in particular?
So at my first relay that I did this year, I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but one of the girls, Maya Nickerson, she got injured before it, so I had to replace her, and we didn't really have much time to practice the handoffs, so we kind of just like had like one day to practice, and then we got there and we practiced it a little bit, and then we just kind of went with the flow and however we could. So
yeah, and you still ran pretty well during that meet, if I recall correctly. It's just, I mean, how important is that, especially at a small school where numbers aren't as high as a Brenham or even a 6A school, to just have that mindset to be ready to go no matter what?
Honestly, it's pretty hard whenever you're not used to doing something and then you just like jump into it, but I think that we took it pretty well. So
yeah, and there's been so much talent that's come through this year with the freshman class, and I mean, a lot of these underclassmen have been fantastic, including yourself. Just how exciting has that been to kind of see these freshmen come up and really excel fantastically throughout the entire program?
Honestly, it's been really good because last year we lost some of our most important runners that like impacted a lot, and then Lacey, Lexi, and Maya and Natalie coming up this year and just filling in those positions and having like really good times has kind of helped us a lot. So
yeah, and with Amaya being in the 100, and Natalie's been fantastic for y'all with the 400 and being on that relay team and the triple jump. Can't forget about the field events and of course the Brazier Chun. Seems like we've been chronicling them all year long, which is all the great stuff they've been doing. I mean, just how exciting is that for you to know that you have that kind of talent to work with the rest of your Burton career?
It's really exciting because honestly, at some points, it's almost like even though they're younger than me, I look up to them in a way because they carry themselves very well and they're very confident. So
yeah, I can't imagine though that's in height because you are pretty dang tall yourself, and I know that works out really well for you in volleyball to have that height with you at the net. Just how well does that play on the track?
Sometimes I feel like I'm like expected more because I have such long legs, and last year I didn't do any running. I only did high jump, and then this year I have more like expected of me because I've improved a lot since I did last year. So
Yeah. How was that transition at the start of the year to be doing more running events?
Honestly, it was pretty bad. Like, I was getting very worn out very easily, and coming into it, I didn't have the best mindset. And then I've honestly learned to like love doing the 200s, especially. So,
Yeah. I know Coach Morris just gave a little yes. I love to hear that. And I know that's something that she and I have talked all year of that mindset of wanting to run and running to be there. Just how often is that preached to all you girls?
it's been preached a lot. She tells us that like you have to be more confident in what you're doing and have the good mindset, or you're not going to get anywhere with it. So.
Yeah, and well, of course, Kinsey Lunbeck joining us ahead of the regional track meet for 2A to Region 4. And, of course, track and field, not the only sport you do, just like pretty much any other Burton Lady Panther. Also within the volleyball team in the fall, which had great success going to the regional final. Just how much does your work in track now is going to help you out when you begin to start for volleyball season later this fall?
I think it's going to help me out a lot because whenever you start 2 days, you do more running. And right now, like, I guess it's kind of me preparing for volleyball, and it's going to help me improve to be better at practices and games.
Yeah. Is there a big difference between the workouts you have for track now and then for volleyball later on?
Yeah, because I feel like in volleyball, I do more like jumping and stuff, and then now I'm doing a lot of running. So.
Yeah, and even with the jumping, you're not having to go try and jump 30 feet. You get to have that explosive jump almost at the net in volleyball. Is that a little different as well for you?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and just and the thing too, like you still have to have that stamina and endurance to get through some of those volleyball matches. So I'd imagine how well that's benefiting you now to know that, and you've been through several 5-set matches in volleyball in the fall. To just, I mean, how much did the endurance you all built up there carry over?
I think it'll carry over a lot because right now we're building ourselves up better and better, and then in volleyball, I think we're going to be able to hold up stronger for longer amount of sets and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we get to the point of the year now with the regional meet where the stage has just become a whole lot bigger compared to the confines at Snook, where you guys have had your district and area meets. I mean, just how much is that regional track meet comparable to some of the big volleyball matches you had as far as the atmosphere to expect?
I think, well, I've never been to a regional track meet before, so I'm kind of nervous, and I think that it's going to be very like intimidating being there in front of all the people, but I mean, I'm confident in our team, so.
Yeah, and that was going to be another thing I was going to ask. I mean, do you have any expectations at all as to what to expect in that atmosphere?
I know that the girls that we're going to be running against are going to be very good, and the 4A schools and the 2A schools are both going to be there. So I think that we're going to see the 4A girls, and we're going to be kind of like intimidated by it, and then we're going to run against the 2A girls giving it our all, and I hope that we have like good time, and I hope we improve.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be hard to get out of your mind that you're not running against those 4A girls? You just have the 2As to worry about? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like even just thinking about it right now, it's just, I mean, what do you think you could potentially learn from watching the 4A teams run their respective races?
I think that we could learn like how they carry themselves into it, and so.
Yes, I mean, of course, the 4A level, we're not talking about the Conroes of the world. Like, there's still some smaller towns in there, too, obviously bigger than Burton, just, much obviously. But just, I mean, when you talk about that intimidation factor, is that just, I mean, I mentioned the way they handle themselves, but is it part of it seeing their times, too, or just...
like, seeing how fast they come out of the blocks and seeing the way that they, like, I don't know, I guess their form and everything. I guess we're going to be kind of intimidated by how they work as a team too. So.
Yeah. And I mean, just looking at, I didn't look at some of those times, and it was kind of hard for me to process too. If you're not running against them, you got to worry about the 2As.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to process that too, and I was looking through all those times earlier on in the week, and just how hard is that to just kind of keep those times out and worry about those 2A times, which are still pretty lofty goals too, as there are some fast 2A teams too.
Yeah. I think it's going to be kind of hard to keep it out of our minds, but at the same time, we have like a certain like time that we need to make, and we need to improve on it. So
yeah, just what kind of improvement are you guys going to be looking for at regionals?
we're trying to drop a second off of our time for the relay. So that's what we're going for right now.
And that 1 second, especially in the 4x2 and really the 4x1 too, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, because looking through the times, man, top to bottom, especially in the 4x1, got to be separated by about 3, 4, 5 seconds maybe. So there's not a huge difference there. I mean, if you guys are able to drop that 1 second, is there confidence you guys might make the regional final?
Yeah, I think we're pretty confident in it, but also nervous at the same time. So.
Yeah, and I know there are some freshmen on that team, so that's certainly going to be a new experience for all of you guys. I mean, just what's going to be the biggest things you guys just tried to take in stride walking into that stadium?
I think our main thing is to try to stay confident in ourselves and try to work as a team and be like supportive to each other more so than looking down on each other. So. Yeah,
and I know you still had a chance to support your fellow teammates even through the winter with basketball. I mean, this has been quite the year for Burton Lady Panther athletics to reach the regional final in volleyball, win a playoff game in basketball for the first time in about a decade, and now to have district and area track championships under your belt. Just what do you think that says about all the girls within this Lady Panther program that you guys have been able to accomplish all that? And let's not forget the softball district championship too. We can't forget about that.
I think that it shows that right now we have one of the strongest athletic programs than we have in a couple of years. So I think it's pretty good the way that we have things going right now, and I'm kind of excited for the next couple of years.
Yeah, and whether it's been Coach Morris helping you out, being here for her first year, Coach Smith is still relatively new in the Burton thing, and Coach Soren is still in his second year at Burton. It's been a lot of different people that have been put into these pieces. Just how instrumental has, I know for you, particularly Morris and Smith, just how instrumental have these coaches been to guiding you girls to these points?
They've been very supportive, and honestly, they're more like I don't know. They have more support towards us, and they want us to do our best. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, yes. I don't know if you know much about how things were run beforehand, but just the way they are now, just how much of that championship mentality has been set into this entire Burton Lady Panther program.
It's been pretty important.
Yeah, and I know sometimes too, especially with softball, not necessarily for you in softball, but for volleyball, I know sometimes you can't really control your district, and I guess too in track you can't really control who you face in your district. So how much of the mindset has been on yourself rather than worrying about how good the other teams are going to be?
Honestly, I feel like since this is my first time being in relays, I feel like sometimes it depends on me because I'm being the last leg, and it's up to me to keep that lead against the other teams. And I feel like I like doing the relays more than I do the opens because I feel like you work more as a team more so than just yourself. So
it seems like you really like that team mentality as far as working together with other girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, is there a different sort of mentality between that and the individual events you ran early in the postseason run as well as the invitationals?
Yeah, because I feel like whenever you're with your team, you have the support of them while you're running, and you're getting cheered on by their team. It's saying keep the lead and So.
And I can't imagine. I know there's probably a big difference too between the 4 relay girls and then the dozen or so volleyball girls cheering each other on.
Yeah.
Just what's been the importance of teamwork within this entire program, and just how much has that guided you guys as much as your own individual talents?
It's been very important, and I think that we kind of need each other to be supportive, because otherwise we kind of look down on ourselves. So we need each other.
Yeah, and I know even though we're getting ready for the biggest track meet of the year to date, still probably not to really look ahead to next year too.
Yeah.
Just what's going to be the big level of expectation for you girls in the fall, even though you're losing some really talented seniors in the volleyball group next year. I mean, what's going to be the level of expectation you guys try to strive for even without them?
I think that we're going to try to, I don't know, I feel like some of the girls that are leaving aren't very replaceable because they bring a lot of energy to the team. So I think that the girls that will be coming up next year, if we have any, I think that they're going to need to fill in kind of. But
yeah, and I know from your work in the middle or sometimes on the outside in the volleyball court, I know you'll probably end up being a really important piece to that group next year. And I can't imagine it's on your mind now with it being track season still, but just how much is that going to be on your mind when it gets closer to fall and those first practices come up?
I think it's going to be a lot on me because I feel like I'm going to have a lot of expectations pointed on me whenever Bailey leaves, because she was very important, like carrying the energy and everything, and I think I'm going to have to fill in with the energy. So
yeah, and of course Bailey Gray's been signing earlier this week to Alvin for softball, so a very exciting thing for Miss Glazeman as she continues her softball journey. But you're certainly right; she played a huge role for you all in the middle there as well. I mean, and I know you've done a lot of that, and you've certainly got the height to play that middle position. Just is that going to be something you're going to be prepared to take on as that role is probably coming for you?
Yeah, I'm pretty prepared because right now I'm in club season and we have 3 middles on our team, so we all have to play big roles and carry the energy. So
you're still getting some viable work in then, yes. Volleyball wise. Just what's kind of the club scene looking for you right now?
I'm improving a lot on my blocking, so hopefully I'll be able to carry it into next fall volleyball. So.
Yeah, and what's been the kind of caliber of teams you've faced there with the club team?
We've faced a bunch of very competitive teams, and they carry a lot of energy, and we've really learned how to even whenever they have the lead and they have all the energy and the momentum, you have to pick it up. So hopefully I'll be able to carry that into volleyball this coming season.
Yeah, I mean, just how important is that for you guys at the 2A level to still be getting that kind of opportunity to be going out and playing on club teams?
I think it's very important because no matter what division you are with your school, you have to be as competitive as the bigger schools.
Yeah, so as we begin to kind of wrap things up here, as the time goes by so fast here in the Sports Corner every single week, do you feel like you have a potential opportunity to try and advance to the state meet and get to Austin?
I think we have the potential to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about dropping the 1 second, and I mean, do you think you might have to improve even further to get to that point?
I think we will, but I think we can do it.
Yeah, is that just purely in the handoffs and that 1 second, or do you think there might be some other places to gain that time?
I think we really need to work on our handoffs right now.
Yeah.
Well, at least my handoff. I'm kind of having adrenaline because I'm nervous, and then I take off too fast.
Yeah. Just, I mean, what's the art of that handoff looking like for you right now, as far as kind of the smoothness of that?
So I'm 6 foot tall, and the girl that I'm getting handed off to, she's 4'11", so it's a pretty big difference whenever you have someone that short handing off to someone that tall, and you have to work it. But
so that's probably been a huge adjustment for you too, right? And
it's been very smooth actually, which is pretty surprising. So.
And that's really encouraging because, I mean, 13 inches of difference and just to be able to manage to work that out. I mean, I can't imagine how much that speaks to the work that Coach Moore has done with you and yourselves as well. Just how much work has gone into making that work.
It's been a lot. I mean, sometimes she's pretty hard on us about it, and she tells us, you need to improve on this and that. And, yeah, she's pretty supportive about it. So. Yeah, well, we're looking forward to seeing how you guys all do at Texas A&M-Kingsville. Running prelims are on Friday, and if they make the running finals, that'll be on Saturday for a trip to the state meet, and that's a lot on the line for you. And we certainly appreciate you taking the time to hop in the Sports Corner this week. And we're going to wrap things up by mentioning some of our bigger sports headlines in the Thursday edition of the Banner Press, and of course mention
Burton softball within there. They have wrapped up an undefeated regular season. Of course, last week taking care of things in Milano, and on Tuesday they finished up that undefeated mark in mid-district by defeating Snookmo. It was a very emotional night with everything that's transpired within Burton ISD over the last week or so. We also have a feature on Natalie Hody coming in Thursday's edition of the Banner Press, so be sure to look out for that. Also include the Brenham Cadets are going back to the playoffs. They clinched that spot on senior night, and all kinds of better news from all of the wins happenings, Burton baseball, and a report on how Dane Acker and Evan Aschenbeck are doing in their new professional homes early on in the professional season. So to learn more about everything, to get the latest updates on how Burton track is doing, as well as all the other Washington County sports, we enter the spring playoffs. You can subscribe to the Banner Press on our website, BrenhamBanner.com, or you can call 979-836-7956. Let our folks take care of you over the phone. Again, that website is BrenhamBanner.com. You can call 979-836-7956. I'm sure you're going to want to know how Burton track does at regionals, how Burton and Brenham softball do the rest of the way. And don't forget the baseball teams as well, as Brenham baseball, they can very well clinch their playoff spot next week and return to the playoffs. And Burton baseball, they're going to be headed to the playoffs as well. Again, thank you so much, Kinsey, for joining me in the Sports Corner this week. This has been the Sports Corner. I'm Nicholas Hodell. Have a very good rest of your Easter week, everyone.